Hello class, and welcome to the first video part of our unit Module 4 Systems of Equations, which deal with equal signs and inequalities, which deal with these symbols here, which we're going to introduce in a later lesson. Today we're only going to work with expressions, but we have to recall some important rules. We have to recall order of operations, also known as PEMDAS. You may have learned this in a previous math class, and that is awesome if you did, and if you did not, then that is okay as well. If you did remember order of operations, or PEMDAS, remember the P stands for parentheses, meaning we do whatever's inside the parentheses first. The E stands for exponents, the M multiplication, the D division, but they're kind of clumped together because we do multiplication or division, whichever comes first. Then we have addition and subtraction, and just like multiplication division, we do whichever one comes first. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to practice some of these examples, and we're going to look at this example here, which is 3 parentheses x plus 5. Okay. Anytime I have a number on the outside of the parentheses, let me back up a second. The first thing we should do is see if we can simplify anything inside the parentheses, meaning combining like terms or doing any other operation we can to get everything as small as we can get it. Well, here we have what's called a variable, which is a letter, or is what we call a variable. And then a number by itself is called a constant. Well, if we have a variable and a constant separated by an addition or subtraction symbol, it is as simplified as it can get. Okay? So then I move on the outside of parentheses, and I see this 3. The 3, or a number on the outside of parentheses, means multiply. Or you may have heard the term distribute. Okay. Distribute just means take whatever's on the outside and multiply it to your first term on the inside, which is x, and then take that same number on the outside and multiply to the next term, which is a positive 5. Okay. So I have 3 times x, which is 3x, times 3 times 5, which is a positive 15. Okay. So this is as simplified as I can get it because I have a variable term and then my constant. Okay. The number in front of the variable is what we call a coefficient. Okay. These are sums of like terms. Okay. Let's try another example. What if we have something like negative 2 times negative 3x minus 2? Again, I'm going to look on the inside. Can I simplify anything? No, I have a variable term with a constant. So then I move to the outside, and we're going to distribute again. Again, distribution, if you can do the multiplication really quick, do it. If not, I'd like to separate it. Negative 2 times negative 3x times negative 2 times negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2. Then we can multiply. Negative 2 times a negative 3, 2 negatives make a positive. 2 times 3 is 6, and then I have an x. Negative 2 times negative 2, again, 2 negatives make a positive, and 2 times 2 is positive 4. I have my variable, my constant, and my coefficient. You don't need to write this every time, I just want you to get familiar with these vocabulary words. Coefficient is a number in front of a variable. The variable is the letter that are unknown, and the number by itself with no variable is called a constant. Okay. Let's look at a couple more examples. I have 2x minus 3x plus 5. Again, there's no parentheses, so then I can move straight to exponents. There's no exponents, so I can move straight next to multiplication or division. And here there's no multiplication or division, so then I move to addition or subtraction. Well, subtraction comes first, and I notice these both have an x, so I can combine them because they are what we call like terms. When you have like terms, you want to combine them 2x minus 3x. Well, 2 minus 3 is a negative 1, and then I have an x plus 5. My coefficient is negative 1, my variable is x, and my 5 is the constant. Okay, there is one more example I wanted us to do. Sorry, two more. If I had something like 5 parentheses 3x plus 2x. 3x plus 2x, remember we're doing parentheses first, they're like terms so I can combine them. That's 5x. I have my 5 on the outside. Remember 5 is just distribution or multiplying. 5 times 5 is 25, and then I have an x. I have my coefficient and my variable. This one does not have a coefficient. And lastly, if I had something like 5 plus 12x minus 2, I have my variable term. There's nothing I can combine it with, but I do have two constants. 5 and a negative 2. 5 minus 2 is 3, and then plus 12x. Now you could write it like this, or you might see it sometimes written in what we call standard form, which would have our variable term first, and then our constant. Both are the correct answer. That's it for this lesson. The next video is going to go over the Alex homework, so I encourage you to watch that. But if you think you get this, go ahead and carry on. As always, if you need to rewatch this video, you can and pause it at any point, or you can message myself or Mr. Ontiveros for extra assistance and or tutoring. Thank you.